Sandbox is Guided by Voice's second full-length LP. It was released in 1987, just 7 months after Devil Between My Toes. Rather than continuing the weird, slightly dark post-punk atmosphere of Devil, Sandbox is just straight-up power pop. No weird instrumentals, no fragments, no tape-recorded songs. It's competently produced, and it feels more like it's a spiritual successor of their first EP rather than their first album. A lot of people say bad things about this record, but I think there's actually a lot of really good songs on here. A Visit to the Creep Doctor opens things up with a bang. Every Day is my favorite song on this record. It's a kind of a We Live in a Society song. For some reason, the lyrics, got a brand new car with hideaway lights and a blue racing stripe. Costs a little extra, but it's worth it to me when money burns through the exhaust pipe. Really does it for me. One of my favorite early GBV songs. Barricade has this cool bit that just rips lyrics straight from the Beatles. Little child, little child, little child, won't you dance with me? The Drinking Jim Crow, really cool arpeggio part. Trapdoor Soul, it's a really short song, minute 15 seconds. It's a pop gem that I think if it was on a different record would be considered more of a classic GBV song. Common Rebels has this cool minimalist riff that uses panning in really cool ways, which GBV didn't do that often because they were usually pretty limited on track counts with their recordings. And then Long Distance Man, it's a classic early Guided by Voices short acoustic pop song. So yes, it is GBV doing power pop, but I love power pop and I love GBV. Bob Pollard's great at writing short, catchy songs with strong melodies, so he is seemingly suited to the genre. He said, though, he didn't like this album. I think he said that this was his least favorite record. He thought it was overproduced, which is weird because it was recorded in the same garage studio as Devil Between My Toes and the rest of the early Guided by Voices stuff. But I think the slickness of the record kind of comes down to the songwriting and how tight and straightforward all the songs are. There's not really any wasted space on this record. So there have been multiple rankings, official and unofficial, where people rank this as the worst Guided by Voices album. And I sort of understand it because it's very atypical. It's not a very Guided by Voices-y record. But I think it's really good, and of all the early GBV records, it is unique in this way, and I think when you take it on its own terms, it's a really fun record. So I think of all their 80s records, this is actually the one I probably go to most often when I'm kind of craving a very specific type of really punchy power pop from them. 12 songs, 27 minutes. It's a fun one, it's a fast one. So I'll stick up for this record. I'm probably the biggest Sandbox fan out there. It's good. Give it a chance. Subscribe if you want to keep up with these. Next time I'll be talking about self-inflicted aerial nostalgia.